What is up, Need for Speed Racers? It is I, your wheelman, Alex Cornnut, and I'm here today with the viewer requested Land Rover Defender. I am not sure if you guys are actually trying to request cars that are good, or if you're trying to request cars that are going to make me hate my day. Either way, I've got one for you here that's more of the second, less of the first. You guys know me, I'm a grip it and rip it kind of driver. I set this car up for grip. Me and Nil worked on it quite a bit, did a lot of testing. It's squirrely, man. Like just coming over the corners, it gets loose. You'll be full turn with boost, and it'll kick out on you and kill you. And so I've got a lot of gameplay footage that is all bad of me just crashing this car all over the place.
This is what drift. I'm actually looking.
And so you'll see those clips, but I'm not really going to show you any actual races because this car isn't a grip car. That being said, after getting very frustrated in the grip configuration, I was like, you know what? Let's just send it with some drift action and see if that changes things. Then I started winning playlists. This is not a meta car. It is not even really middle of the road, but if you're trying to unlock that sweet Legends body kit, you're probably going to have more success drifting and not gripping it. And so I've got a little bit of gameplay footage for you there with me just sliding the truck. It's alright. It's alright. You're definitely going to want to keep it to the short track because it doesn't do well on the long end. But at the end of the day, I'm here for you. So gameplay footage at the end of that. Guys, I'm a new drifter. I'm going to be working on a tutorial, though, to try to, like, walk people through what does a good drift car look like, how to set up for the corners differently, the differences and kind of the nuances with learning to drift and what your goal is for each corner versus what the grip drivers are doing now, and just try to help you guys out. Kind of like I did with the manual tutorial video, we're going to do another one, but it's going to be micro drifting and full drifting for those that are looking to learn. I got you guys. So subscribe if you're not. Like the video if you would, please, because I'm working for you, because I definitely didn't wake up this morning and go, oh, yes, Defender Day. But I'm happy to help you guys out. So let me show you what I've got. This car is bugged in every way. Like the camera tool is right now, like zoomed in like the middle of the back of the door, kind of. It's like that's the middle area. And so instead of rotating the car evenly, we're pivoting around like the rear of the truck. I don't know. It's weird. So anyway, the reason I think you guys are looking for this is because of this wild, crazy looking Legends body kit. You gotta get 10 wins in an A tier playlist to unlock it. I've already got 5, and that was just me practicing shooting gameplay footage for you guys, so it can be done. I did get all those wins in the drift configuration, so maybe that's where it's at. To be honest, I don't know if you guys are going to like this or not, but if you're looking for something sweet, that's probably where we're at. I tried it at B, tried it at A, tried it at A+. It definitely doesn't do anything above those tiers. Really, it was about mediocre in all of them, so let's do the A build because honestly, at least you get the kit from it. So that's what's up. Other than that, there's a lot of other body parts for it. There's about 3 different sets of fenders, lots of different grills, mirrors. I mean, you can make it look off-road, trucky, make it look, you know, slammed and low. It goes a little lower than that if you put the air ride suspension on it. I had a young lady ask me about what air ride looks like on the car, so it'll go a little bit lower, but not much. Other than that, that's kind of the aesthetic side of things. I mean, look, like when we turn it to the side, we're looking at the back of the truck. I don't know. The camera is bugged with this particular vehicle. For the performance and the build, let me show you the grip configuration first, just to get that out of the way in case some of you guys want to try this. I need to backtrack some stuff. I said that the E30 yesterday was a boat. If that's the case, no. The E30 is a very nimble watercraft, and this is a yacht that doesn't turn. It's a tough one, you guys. It's a tough one. Let's dig into the grip, and then I'll show you the drift. And I think the drift is where you guys want to live, but whatever. I want to bring you all the options. So for the engine in both builds, you are using the stock motor. It is the 2.2 liter inline 4. It is the diesel engine, 121 brake horsepower when we start. That is the second engine over. That is the engine that we use in the RSR, the Evo X. It's in a handful of cars, and it's a really good engine because it's got mad torque. So definitely for sure where we went on that. NIL bought all the engines. I bought all the engines. We went through it. And I literally had to sell that Defender that I had with everything built up because it was worth like $1.7 million. I mean, we spent money on this setup. For the parts, for the grip build, you were going to go Elite Platinum Induction, Gold Super ECU, Gold Super Exhaust, Fuel System, Elite Platinum Exhaust. And then you're going to run the Elite Platinum Screw Supercharger. You'll see that we tried all the different inductions even after we had honed in on what motor we wanted. At the end of the day, really go with the screw, get you the most pull out of the corners. Sport Bronze Nitrous, Elite Platinum Road Suspension, Sport Bronze Brakes, Elite Platinum Grip Tires, Iron Basic Clutch, and then you're going to do the Sport Bronze 5-speed transmission. We have to do the 5-speed because anything else takes us out of the class. This truck will redline tech to about maybe 154, 156, depends on how good you are on the trigger. Yeah, that's kind of where you're at. So it's kind of middle of the road. It's not really fast enough to keep up with some of the really fast ones, so you got to keep it on the short track. And then now you're on the short track and it doesn't handle as good as some of the other good handling cars, so that's why you have to drift it. I mean, there's like a perfect storm of like, this is the only thing you can do with the truck. It's pretty tough. Drivetrain, Elite Platinum Differential. That's going to give you the most handling sliders, so that way you can go to your grip or to the drift, depending on what you want to do. Auxiliaries, I run nitrous drift and nitrous grip. That way I can do the micro drifts. Handling slide, that slider to the left, 60% grip. It's the most you can get out of this configuration. Steering sensitivity, I run 2 clicks high. That's personal preference. You guys do whatever you like. Downforce, run it all the way high, especially for the grip one, you guys. Like, this thing is rowdy. You'll see. I've already showed you clips. You know what you're getting into. Its grip is not good in this thing. Traction control off, drift entry, brake tap. 148 top speed. It'll do about 152, 153, 154, 55. Like, it'll go mid 50s if you're good on the trigger, but real talk, it'll just sit there and bounce off about 150. 639 on the horsepower, 871 on the torque. It's got a lot of power and it launches good in third gear, but you're working for the rest of that, so just be in mind with that, you guys. I mean, it's a cool looking vehicle. It's unique, but you're not gonna go and win races easily. You're really gonna have your driver mod up to take other people down, you know what I'm saying? Let me show you what I got for the drift build. That's something I have a lot more confidence in for sure. Alright, let me show you the drift build. It's really similar, very subtle changes between the two, but the way the car handles so much better and is predictable is really the game here. So everything else is pretty much the same from the original build. Same engine, 2.2 liter i4. It's the second engine over. Parts are all identical until we get to the tires. So if you skip to this part, go back and watch the first part of the video, so that way my video is not super long doing the same build twice. All you do is throw in Elite Platinum Drift tires. That's going to allow the car to launch and also be predictable, and you can still kind of micro drift it, so it's kind of the best of everything there. Now that you've done that, you're going to go take your handling slider, slide it to 50% drift. I tried it at 40, I tried it at 60. That's usually where Slide QT gives me a recommendation, and I found myself kind of right in the middle. 40 wasn't quite enough of the kick out, and then 60 felt like it was just a little too much, so I'm running 50% drift. As far as the steering sensitivity goes, I keep it the same. Downforce, I ran it all the way low. Now that we're actually drifting our corners and we're setting stuff up, I really wanted to set the car, or the truck in this case, up for the best success that I could, and so running that downforce low gives a little bit extra boost on the top end. Traction control off. Drift entry, I'm running gas and brake tap. Sometimes I can get it with gas tap, but sometimes I default to tapping that brake because habits of grip driving. So I do both when I'm actually drifting the cars. That's Land Rover Defender drift build. It's essentially the same thing, subtle changes. All of the gameplay footage is me drifting it. I'm going to try to walk you guys through that as I do it. I didn't do it the same way because I knew when I'm drifting, I'm way more focused and I can't talk you through it because I'm not as comfortable yet. So I do a voiceover on that to try to kind of walk you guys through what I'm setting up for, to help you guys, if you're learning how to drift, at least kind of see what's happening, because I have more time to walk you through the setup for the corner and whatnot. Other than that, that's going to be it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Copium series, we're in week 3 right now. We are running the WRX STI on the boondocks. It is a lot of fun. Anybody can get in. Literally just run that car on that track. Any build you want to run, get a screenshot, submit it in my Discord, or you can email it to me and we'll get you put in. We had 105 people last week. We had 88 the week before. I split everybody up into different splits, so that way you're with a group of people that are at your same performance level, usually within a second or 2 at the most of your time. That way you're racing people that are really similar, and it's just a really great way for people to participate, a great way for people that have never participated in a league or in a timed event before to get into that. And it's really fun way to meet people, and we've got a lot of new people that have joined the Discord. We've got people running the Copium series every day, and it's just an outright blast. And honestly, this week the boondocks is kind of scuffed. You can crash into a corner and get a reset that's like 5% up the track. Watch the M5 video for that tip. I've got that at the end of that video. Thank you guys. I'll link at the end of this one my manual transmission tutorial, and I will also link the Copium series week 3 information. So if you want to watch that and get involved, we'd love to have you. It's free, it's fun, and it's easy. You guys have a great rest of your day, and let's go watch me slide around the track and mess up. Bye-bye. Alright, first race up that I'm going to show you guys is the Drain. We're going to launch in 3rd gear, give it a good hard blast. Launch is okay. It's pretty competitive there. Click into 4th and then start drifting. So the move is you drift in. As soon as you've got a bar of boost, point your car in a straight line out of the corner and then use the boost. So right there we built up 2 bars from that jump. I'm going to drift in. Point the car. I waited for 3. I should have done it way sooner because I already had 2 bars. So now we got to deal with Lex. We kind of bumped him, so he was offline. You'll see here I get that single bar and then I shoot, and then I get another bar, or try to. I'm not very good at the technique just yet, but after watching all Slide's videos and been racing with him, really the move is you just drift enough to give yourself a single bar of boost, and then you point the car the direction that you want to exit, and then use that boost to set a straight line and start accelerating. So drift through there, set the line, go straight. Now I'm going to try to wiggle a little bit here to try to build up a little bit of boost, so that way when I go into this corner I can set it and shoot out. You see how that's working, you guys? Like, it's not a micro drift, we're using the drift to build up the yellow bar, and then as soon as we've got it, we're making sure our vehicle is pointed towards the exit of the turn, and then using the boost to plant the car, stop the drift, and exit. So overall, it's not a bad way to go, especially for this vehicle, because this bleeds a ton of speed in a grip configuration. When you start to do the drift side of things, it maintains a little momentum. You really only need 1 bar of boost to kind of get you out of trouble, so to speak, or get you out of the corner. And corners are trouble for this vehicle. Now, riding the walls here is tricky. You want to go up, so that way when it starts to cut back down, you're right on the peak of the drop for each one of those sections, so that way it's kind of like you go up and then the downslope is also the drop part of the drain. It's a little tricky to do, but once you get that down, that's kind of the fastest way through there. Alright, off the grid. I like this track. It's got a good flow. There's a couple of technical sections. We've got a good group here, so you get to showcase what the drift missile of the Defender is. Our buddy Lex is out there. He's in the R32 right there. We're running that Rosa up front, another R32 beside us. So we've got our competition here. That M1's no joke. That's a good car. Overall, we're not losing to these cars, but we're not just walking away either. I mean, we're fighting for everything. So just be aware of that, you guys. Like, you're not going to just have an easy dub with this vehicle. You're going to have to work for it. Now, I'm staying in the draft. Doing what I can to build up boost, so that way I can just point and shoot coming into this corner here. barely clip that checkpoint. I don't think you can get any closer to the outside of that without actually missing it. Building up boost once again because I know that this is a tight corner, so I'm going to just try to get up to at least a 2 bar. And then we had enough momentum that I saved it for this corner, so that way I can just point and shoot with a 3 bar. Get right back up to speed, carry that speed through there. You'll see that we're gapping Lex, Horse Score, and Mr. Comrade, and then Drifty Cat. What we're doing is really just keeping our speed up, maintaining as much as we can. I'm building our boost, trying to just make sure I've got a 3 bar going into the tight section that is up here. This left corner is what I've been saving it for, so we're going to drift in, point, and shoot. It works pretty well. That's about the only way that this car keeps momentum. Everything else is just like you're really working for it. Now, I was talking to Lex about it. He said that Horse Score guy, they were getting pretty rough back there, so I know that they're losing a little bit of pace because they're bumping and grinding so much. But that's alright, we don't care, we're just trying to win. Get a nice micro drift through there, point, and shoot. That's what the trick is, you guys. Like, sometimes you micro drift in to start building boost, and then just hold the thumbstick over to build even more of a drift and less micro drift. And then once you've got the bar that you're looking for, just use it to get out of the corner. Now I'm picking up near misses on the parked cars there, get in sideways, save it till I get the 3 bar, and then just shoot the truck right up the street. It works pretty good. Like I say, I'm new at it. I'm sure there's better lines that I could be taking, but I think the ideal technique is really just learning the physics of the vehicle, learning how to modulate regular drifts from micro drifts, and then just using your boost to keep the vehicle that you're in up to speed and pointed the direction you want to go. That was the hardest part for me, was just understanding that when I do hit the boost, it's not going to continue on the trajectory. It's going to point straight and then go hard. So right there, boom, we just use it, go straight. And pretty much we're keeping the truck above 100 mile an hour pretty much all the time. Whereas if you're micro drifting, you're going to slow down a lot and build boost in different spots. So is it a faster technique? God, no. We're way off pace from what a good grip car is doing on this track. But is it the best technique for this Defender? You bet. You guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.